Art by Sam. La 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 la. Alright. Hello everybody. I did an exercise the other day. I'll put the video down below. I don't remember who it was by, but they did this little exercise where they took a light gray marker, any gray marker, just a light gray one, and started making little shadows with it. Then took a black pen and followed the contours of what they made and kind of created. He was going for robots, so I was thinking just like futuristic. So I had some architecture, some robots, some people, a mix of stuff. But if you like the limitations, you can definitely limit it to robots or build like just one of something if you want a subject at all. So I thought that this was a really helpful exercise, and I want to do it some more this morning. So I thought the smaller scale, I tried to do a bigger scale. This was started off with this eye here and kind of turned into like, now I feel like the face is up here a little bit, and he's playing a video game. This is a tube, smoke coming out of it. It's a television and his body. And I like how deconstructed it is, but smaller helped be a little more refining. So with that being said, let's get started. And if you're drawing along with me, I'd love to see what you make, or what you thought about this, or anything else that you're thinking about that you feel like sharing. So let's get into it. And I'm sorry for the lighting. That's just, I don't even think you can see this, to be honest. You know, let's do slightly darker. I have a cool gray 4, which I feel like might be too dark. We'll do this. Cool gray 4. You just don't want it to be too dark. You don't even have to use gray. You can use purple. You could use blue. You could use pink, yellow, literally any color that you want. So I'm kind of making these really fast because the other day I was putting a little bit more like, not thought into what I was going to draw, because I feel like that defeats the purpose of the project, or of the experiment, or whatever, the exercise. There we go. But I want to try and do something real fast, like zero thought. I'm just kind of like, oh, the marker might look neat if I did something like that. Or just trying to fill up some space. So I'm putting these a little bit close together. I could probably make sure I'm spacing them out. I'm probably going to make 12 of them. So let's move it around. I notice I'm doing big patches a little too much, so I'm going to stop doing that. And maybe we just do a little bit of this. Maybe we are kind of drawing characters in another language, it feels. Okay, last one. And I'm really just trying not to think too hard about it. Oh, sorry, that's my cats. Oh. Anyways, I feel like when I think too much about my art, you know what? Let's just fill up the page. Frick it. Let's just fill up the page. Oh, excuse my reach. I'm gonna drink some coffee really quick. I shouldn't have slurped it like that. I did that to make it audible, but I don't normally slurp my coffee. If you have coffee with you or water, take a sip. Take a little sippy with me. Gosh dang, why is that my go-to? That's such an interesting go-to that I have. I notice I generally have a lack, there we go, of round shapes. I don't know why that is. Now I'm consciously trying not to start with, I don't know if I'm gonna have a theme for these little guys or just go with whatever their silhouette leads me to. It sort of reminds me of the classic cloud watching, you know, like you look at clouds and you're like, oh, look, there's a snail riding a cowboy. Not the opposite. Or sometimes if I'm in the bathroom is usually when I notice it. If I'm staring off into the wall, which I'd still rather do than look at my phone sometimes, but let's be honest, I'm probably almost always look at my phone. Anyways, if you stare into the wall, that has a pattern on it of sorts, more of an abstract pattern, then I feel like I'll see faces or animals or just pictures and that stuff too, or it could be the carpet or speckles on a tile or something. If you're staring at them long enough, then you can kind of see an image appear. That's basically this. These are going to be the abstract patterns on the wall. We're going to stare into them and bring to life what we see. I'm going to do only round shapes. Only curved. Oops, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to hit you. My bad, dude. Okay, I'm only going to do soft edges, circle shapes here. I feel like I went too circly with that. Beep, beep, beep. Sure. We are done with our marker. Let's grab a pen. Doesn't have to be black. It can be whatever you want. But it would suggest a pen. And the gentleman I watched numbered all of his, so I did that on my first one. I don't know that I need to do that. And if anything, maybe because of how close I drew some of these, maybe they interact with each other. I don't know. Okay, I think this is a little better, but you are going to be in the shade. I really apologize for the bad lighting. It's just what we have to work with. Okay, so I'm just going in. I'm just on autopilot. I'm not even here right now, you know what I mean? Just my pen and the paper. I'm just merely holding the utensil. And it might help if you put a little more. See, I feel like I'm wasting potential by doing these big slabs. It's kind of cool every now and then, but maybe these are pipes. Some tubage leading down into this little building of sorts. And maybe it's got these just a couple as I proceed to do all of them. So maybe it's like pumping into this, and this is the rockets. Now, some of these lines I am breaking up with a detail because if I were to just like do a big tube, I suppose that wouldn't be too bad, but with how small I'm kind of making everything else, I allow myself to still follow the lines. Like with these, I'm still following the lines, but I'm adding texture to the edge. I'm not just following the lines straight up. But if that makes it too free and you prefer a little more restriction, then you can follow the shape. It's really just do whatever. The shadows is going to give you a little bit of limitation and just go from there. Okay, so I'd say that's our first one. I'm going to move on to the second one. Maybe we'll see if I can make this kind of a gross monster guy. See, I'm seeing my little eyes. this a little more lumpy. So this is his upper lip here, and then maybe this is a gross, ew, tongue. I have to stop here, and maybe this is some blobs of spit or something. Maybe this is more spit. Alright. Moving on to the second one. So you can spend as much or as little time on each shadow that you made. You know, you can do whatever you want. Scoot over here. Sorry about that. If you can't see, feel free to just speak up. Be like, Sam, I can't see. And I'll fix that. Sorry if I'm talking quiet here. I could probably move my mic over just a little bit. That's the only thing about recording when I draw is I feel like I have to talk quiet for one. I'm not doing ASMR. I'm just drawing. But the main reason is it kind of makes me have to think too much. I have to think about making sure I hit record on both the mic and the camera, and making sure I clap so I can line it up, and then making sure you can see it, making sure my camera's set up fine, and just this and that, yada yada. But it adds this layer of, I don't know, responsibility is not the right word, but it adds a layer of something. So I just like drawing eyes, I guess. I don't really know what's going on. Maybe it's a block cave. I don't really like where this one went, and that's okay. That's all right. I'm just gonna leave it at, I'm gonna actually shade in all this, but this isn't a favorite of mine. And that happens, and that's okay. I'm still talking quiet. I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe I do that more than I thought. Okay, so originally right off the bat here, I see like a dome thing, and maybe there's like this little guy in there driving that. And this, I'm thinking, is a neat building with really cool roofs, and I've been trying to draw perspective a little bit more, and there we go. That's kind of how I'm envisioning the roofs. Anyways, I've been trying to draw perspective more, so I've been seeing a lot of perspective in these buildings. We're trying to utilize that more, I suppose. Something's going on outside. I don't know what it is. And maybe this is not a building. Maybe this is a giant weapon. I don't know. A giant futuristic weapon. Maybe it has some paneling here or something. And I don't know. I'm kind of seeing old school building shapes, like cityscapes. See, I don't go as organic as you could. I'm not going as organic as I could. So I guess let's try to be a little more organic. So maybe we do have this block here, but I don't know, maybe it's See, now I'm thinking about it too much. Okay, so I'm just gonna move on. There's this weird rocket ship thing. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Weird rocket ship thing. It's got this brainy texture. It's morphin' time up into this, whatever this is. Didn't have a transfer thing on it. So I'm trying to talk out loud what I'm doing and just kind of talk about stuff while I'm drawing. Sometimes that's a little hard. I'm gonna be honest, it makes me not think about my drawing as much as I could be. I do want to talk to you. Don't get me wrong. I definitely do. But sometimes you just need a little quiet time when you're drawing. Or just chill music, nothing that requires too much brain power. Okay, well, on another note, if you draw a lot, do you ever have issues with your hand cramping here? I used to have a much longer limit before it showed up, but we are only five little sketches in, and I'm starting to live the cramp life. Okay, so I'm seeing like a weird little badminton thing in this. Maybe it's taken off from this platform. See, maybe I'm not supposed to make too many shapes. I'm just gonna keep my pen sketchy, very sketchy, and super loose instead of defining shapes. Kind of reminds me of how Peter draws, which is very loosey-goosey. There later seems to be a refined aspect to it. Whoa, this didn't turn into a face. That's pretty cool. Maybe he's melting. Alright, I'd say we move on from that one. Again, I'm really sorry you can't see that well. Or it's in the shade. Maybe you like that. I don't know. I don't know that I do. But, like I said, I'd rather draw than not. And I'd rather share it with you than not. So, that's what we are doing. Alright, so maybe these are weird, little engine things. Puffing out some smoke. And see, I feel like I'm already making too many shapes again. And something I feel like I'm just doing patterns a lot. These are more, it's like a toothbrush kinda. So maybe some of them are shaded because they're a little farther back. I wanted that to appear a little more behind that. And there's this needle thing. Yeah, it's kind of fun to do this, and then we'll go through, and then you can go back in and add some darker shading if you want, just to kind of define some areas a little more, give it some more depth. And see, this one is so silly. Maybe I kind of see like a whale guy in it. Kind of forgot what I was saying, but I think it was along the lines of something. Oh yeah, that's cool. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I don't know if you can see it that well, but yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Sorry about that. See, that's another thing with drawing and oops, my bad. Drawing and talking at the same time. And I'm gonna take another sip of coffee because I keep clearing my throat. I'm supposed to go meet my friend at this little ramen joint in a little bit, so that should be fun. I've been really only in my house for a while, just drawing, working on stuff, art, creative wise, and not going out, but I've been watching a lot of videos about traveling. And if you never watched Small Brain American, I do enjoy watching his videos. And I like that he shows the horrors that can come from traveling too. Doesn't cut that part out, but it's also scary. Anyways, I finally went out the other night after a while, and it was fun. It was so much fun. I felt like a real person. I didn't feel like this monotonous robot that tends to stick around. I guess they say art is pain. And not that I'm saying I'm in pain or anything, but definitely the solitariness of it all does play a part. And sometimes it is for the good, which it's kind of like a win-lose situation. Everything's got its pros and cons, I suppose. I didn't mean to get philosophical there. Okay, I'm kind of seeing a table here. And I'm just gonna slip in some claw feet because I can. It's my drawing. It's my drawing and I need it now. And this is like a weird flower. And maybe it's a little vase of flowers. Alien flowers at that. Add a little bit of shading in here, and there we go. Maybe a shadow because I can. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, my hand is cramping. Okay, sometimes on these drawings I feel like I was saying earlier with this one, it's just too much blockage and not enough breaking it down. So when I find myself in those situations, something I try to do is, you can see where the overlap happens with the marker. You can see it here, here, this spot is slightly darker than right here. Same thing with here, you know, there's some darkness over here. And if I feel like I've, blocked it out too much, you can kind of follow the overlaps just to get some breakage going on in the art. I'm sorry, I'm burping. But yeah, just to get some breakage going on, it helps. I think having limitations in art is sometimes so relieving. Just going back to the idea of not having to overthink it quite so much, which is always nice. Because I feel like you can come up with some really fun stuff if you're just not thinking about it too hard. And then after you have a loose doodle, you can treat it like a thumbnail almost. And then that's when you can maybe scale it up and work on it a little more, refine it a little more. Something like that, you know. That's pretty cute. Kind of like that. You don't have the best view on this side. Okay, let's try and keep our pen loose, like I was saying earlier. Whoa, that looks like a little guy fighting. I don't know what I forgot I was talking about earlier, but maybe it was this. I've just been drawing a lot, and so I'm sorry I'm talking so quiet. I don't know if that's just maybe that's just how I talk. I don't know. I'm overthinking that too. Anyways, I've been drawing a lot of people, and I probably should do some sketching of figure drawing, like just do some figure drawings, exercises. But I've just been winging it and trying to draw in perspective at that. Not that I've never tried to draw anatomy of any sort. Definitely have my entire life. Usually I focused on the faces, but always two profiles only, never the same face in different views. So that's been a struggle, especially trying to keep it cohesive. Like if I'm trying to make like a little comic strip or something, keeping the same character without changing art styles. I don't know why it's so hard. I think it's because I want it to be something that's not necessarily my style. I don't want it as stylized, or maybe I do. I think I need to allow myself a little more time to think, which is the exact opposite of what I've been talking about this entire video. Like, you don't want to think too hard, but maybe you should. I'm seeing a weird little skeleton type thing here. Oh no, someone's screaming outside. Hopefully all is alright. Just add some shading in there. Ooh. So, with if you guys draw often, do you have any things that you guys do to help with creativity, or help, just little exercises that you've noted have benefited you down the road, or taught you a skill you caught yourself using somewhere else? I don't know. Let me know if you have. Okay. I was really liking these. I'm not liking where they're going so far, and if I'm being completely utterly honest, maybe I'm getting bored of doing it. Maybe I did too many. I think I think 12 would have been fine, but let's just see what happens when we do finish them. Even if we're not fully in the mood. Because I'm sure that can lead to some interesting things on its own. And I'm not sure what to talk about anymore. Let's see. I guess I could talk a little bit more about what I'm drawing, but in all honesty, I don't know. I'm back to the autopilotness that I had more in the beginning. Maybe the rest of them I limit to drawing some characters. Like, let's draw some faces or something. But first I'm gonna add in some shading on this guy or whatever this is. My shading's not always been the best either. I know I'm not following any sort of light source. Oops, sorry, I hit you there. I don't know why I skipped that one over this one, but let's do some people. This is an ear, and maybe it swings over to this eye. And this would be the side of the head, but I'm gonna try and elude hair perhaps, and maybe that's what this is too. It's his hair. He has the little bangs. And then we have another eye. And this would be our nose. And this would be our little mouth with our disgusting teeth. Holy crap. That one's falling out, I guess. Ew, okay, this guy turned out really gross. Yuck. Oh no, this one seems kind of sad. Maybe it's got more of these like lens type eyes or something. He has this little antenna. And maybe, I don't know, it's in a cape or something. Like I'm kind of seeing this as like a long sleeve. He kind of looks like he just graduated or something. Or he's the valedictorian. Yeah, because maybe that's a collar or something. I don't know what's going on. And then let's add some shading. So that's going to be kind of in the back there, and then these are wrinkles that are farther in. Cute. Okay, back with hair and a little eyeball. Dude, this is a nose. I kind of wish I would have left some room for nostrils, but I guess we'll just draw them like that. A happy accident. Everything is a happy accident, right? creepy eye. Maybe these are little eyebrows or something. He has a comb over. If you add sound effects to your drawings, then you draw better. And that's a fact. I'm just joshing with you, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's true or not, mate. I'm sorry I lied to you. I don't know, maybe he's like puffing smoke out of his mouth hole. I don't know what that is. Alright, kind of horrifying. Alright, we skipped ahead a little, so now we have this. I'm seeing a nose of some sort. It's kind of looking like Crash Bandicoot's sister. I know that this drawing doesn't look like that. Okay. She's making her way downtown. But she is not walking fast. She is driving. Yeah, maybe that's the gas pedal. Hold up. Grab the wall. Ew. Why are these turning out so gross? That's alright. Alright, sure. Okay, I said people, and I don't think I've drawn two type faces, so. Alright, I'm seeing two, like, long eyes here, so I'm drawing some pupils. And I see this as a nose. Maybe like this. And I don't know what this is, but it's gonna be something. Maybe it's his hair. I see this big, nasty mouth with all these teeth. These ones are sideways. And these ones are coming up like this. They're just all crowded on in there. He's got some in the back. Same with these, just nasty little teeth. So many of them too. Why do you have so many teeth? All the better to eat you with. Or however that would go. Probably like that. Whoa, sideways teeth. Hey, he's kind of cool.